Hello and welcome to David Urey Spring Planning. My name is Heather Kawiza and I'm an instructional coach here at David Urey. Thank you so much to our families and community members for taking the time to review all of the information that I'm about to provide and to help us make decisions on the best ways that we can utilize our funding for David Urey next year. I'd like to introduce our administration. Ms. Wilkerson is our principal and Ms. Schaefer is the assistant principal. We are so thankful to have them lead our building and they do such an amazing job. The purpose of the meeting is to make sure that I bring all of the people who have the greatest stake in the welfare of the students at David Urey together and share information and actually discuss ways that we can use our funds to best utilize and get the best of it for our students. The information discussed today will drive how we use the funds for next year. It also begins the first step of our school improvement plan, and it ensures our federal funds are spent in a way to guarantee that there is success for all of our students. So Title I is the largest federal assistance program for our nation's schools. The mission of Rutherford County Title I is to enable schools to provide opportunities for all children to meet the challenging state performance standards developed by the state. David Urey currently is a school-wide program, which means that Title I funds are used to ensure high-quality education for every child. These are supplementary funds to what is provided by the county, which means the county provides a certain amount of funding to every school, and then Title I funds are given to certain specific schools on top of what the county provides. So schools that receive Title I funding are required to do certain things. So one of those is to provide opportunities for our students, and the way that we do that is we provide programs that are going to help these students meet the challenging state academic standards. We need to strengthen our academics, and the way that we do this is using methods and instructional practices that strengthen those programs here at our school. We have to provide a quality learning environment by increasing the amount and quality of the learning time. We have to provide a well-rounded education. And ESSA defines that as the courses, activities, and subject programming that a school will provide to ensure that all students have access to an enriched curriculum and educational experience. We also need to provide necessary things for students at risk. This means that we're responsible for addressing the needs of all of our children, but we want to particularly pay attention to the needs of our at-risk students so that they are able to meet those challenging academic state standards. So our priority goals from our school improvement plan this year was our ELA and math growth and achievement. We want to continue to see growth and make some achievement with our academic standards. We decided that we were going to implement strategies to ensure all students receive a well-rounded education and all have the opportunity to learn. We also want to make sure that we are recruiting, retaining, and training effective teachers and building leaders so that they are able to provide the support and needs that our students have. So this year, David Urey was allocated $627,130. 66% of that was used on staffing, 11% was used on instructional technology and equipment, 1% was used on staff development as well as parent engagement, and then 10% was used on materials and supplies. So our focus this year on staffing was 1 instructional coach, 3 academic interventionists, and 1 behavior interventionist. So I wanted to give you pictures, let you put a face to a name for our staff and personnel. On the left-hand side, you see that we had 3 academic interventionists and 1 behavior interventionist and 1 instructional coach that were title funded. And then on the right, you see we have 2 academic interventionists and 2 instructional coaches that were county funded. This year for our instructional technology and equipment, we were able to finish off making sure every classroom inside the building had a ViewSonic board. We also were able to provide a couple in the portables for our music and art teacher. We also are in the process of buying iPads and iPad carts for our students to use in classes, and we purchased some cabinets for storing the manipulatives that the teachers are going to be using. So this year's parent engagement looked a little different due to some still COVID restrictions that were placed on us. So what we decided to do was each grade level chose a month that we were going to send materials home along with a video that showed you how to utilize the materials that were coming home. We were able to send this out once a month with those teachers and those students, and I believe I want to toot our own horn and say that I feel like we did an amazing job sending home the stuff and getting you the materials and the training that you would need for that. Here are a few samples of what's actually gone out already. We have done 3rd grade, got Ramona Quimby, and 5th grade up there, right there with Hatchet, and 1st grade just got theirs this month on how to teach a slug to read, and 4th grade was able to get other materials as well. We have 2nd and kinder still coming, so those parents be on the lookout for those. So we want to make sure our parents receive the information and know how to receive that information. We use Class Dojo as a school-wide initiative that each teacher is required to do. We have a David Urey YouTube channel where all of our videos that we create are housed, so you are more than welcome to go and visit that as well. Our webpage and website has different links and things that you can go on, and also email is also very used across the board. So our staff development, again, we started the year with a few COVID restrictions. A lot of things were virtual, and some of the programs just aren't as great virtually, and it's better when you're actually there. We did start the year off with the energy bus, and Mr. Jim Van Allen was able to kind of hype the staff up and get us excited for the coming year using the book, The Energy Bus. We also had Mr. Mullins, who is a Title I ESL coordinator, that helped us train some of our staff on how to use the different PSYOP method. We also sent our leadership to model schools this past summer, and then we're also going to send our admin and coach team to model schools again this coming summer in June. We're also going to send our leadership team to PLC at Work this summer to help us gain more knowledge on how best to utilize our PLCs to make sure that we are meeting the needs of our students. Here are some tweets that have gone out. So if you don't follow us on Twitter, this is our Twitter that we share a lot of information on about what's going on at David Urey. We also had one of ours in-house, Ms. Staggs, was able to provide information on one of our computer programs that the teachers were able to use, Reading A to Z. So it's very important that we know what we're doing actually is working. So the way that we figure that out is, of course, with our 10 Ready, that is our end of the year testing that we give each year. Then our universal screener, given 3 times a year, fall, winter, and spring. We use iReady for our math program and Easy CBM for our reading program. We also use classroom common formative assessments. You may have heard your child call it a CFA. And these are, teachers create these for their classroom needs that are going to specifically determine if our kids are mastering the district essential standards. So here is our last screener from winter, and it just shows percentile, how many students were in each one of those percentiles. So kinder, we used letter sounds, and you could see 5% of them were above the 90th percentile, 59 were on level, 19 some risk, and then 17% at risk. 1st through 5th grade use passage reading fluency, and all of these they get a cold read on them, and it's for 1 minute to see how far they're able to read in a 1 minute time span. So as you can see, we have a lot in our green. Over half of our second, third, fourth, and fifth are on level or above. So that's really good to see. And so if you have any questions about any of this data, you are more than welcome to ask me more questions, email me, call me. I'll give all of that information at the end as well. So here is our iReady Math diagnostic, and this one we're able to compare the fall and the winter. And the way that this one works is they're given a diagnostic screener at the beginning in fall, and then they're given another diagnostic screener in the winter, which was January. And green means they're on grade level, yellow means they're grade level behind, and red means they're at least 1 to 2 grade levels behind. So as you can see, most, if not all of our grade levels were able to move the red to green, which is very impressive. So we were very proud of our kiddos. So each year we are required to send out a parent survey. You guys did that for me in forms, and so I took that information and did my data mining and all of that good stuff with it. And here we chose the top 3 that were the best, and then the bottom 2. As you can see, we're all in the 90s, so I'm pretty impressed with that. So 96% of our families feel that their child's teacher is easy to contact and that we provide a safe place for the children to learn. 94% said that they feel comfortable contacting the principal or their child's teacher. So then the bottom 2 was that 91% of our families feel our school encourages parents and families to be involved, and then 90% feel our school connects student and parent families to learning opportunities and community services. These, I think, are lower due to the fact that we couldn't get you in the building. So hopefully next year we will have you here and doing all of that good stuff and learning here at school with you. You also said the majority wanted trainings that discussed reading and math strategies and how best to understand the academic standards. The majority also said that the best times to hold these meetings are evening hours or immediately after school. You want to receive information either email or text or via our classroom communication apps, which is what we're using ClassDojo now. You also, thank you so much for helping me complete the parent policy and compact. I sent those out to be revised and then to be approved. So if you click on there, it should take you to a copy of it. And again, I cannot thank you so much for actually participating and helping in that endeavor. So we also give a survey to our staff on how they best think that how best we spend our money and what they want for next year. So one of their suggestions is to increase the staff, meaning increasing interventionists and things like that. Also, they want more instructional materials to use in the classrooms with our students. They want to continue with RAS Kids and other computer programs that we have available. They want to provide staff development that targets the actual needs of our school and to provide parent training specific to grade levels, which I agree with all of these statements. And I hope next year we're able to have grade level nights like we did this year, but instead of a video, we want to see you face to face. So 2022-2023 preliminary allocation to DYE. We don't know that yet. We are projected to at least get $500,000 of the money to help support our students here at David Urey. So here's a form that I am requesting that you fill out for us. It's going to ask some different questions that will help us understand the best ways that we can use our money. You just click on here, it'll take you to the forms. I'll also provide a link in the email that I send out with this video, just in case this doesn't pop up and work for you. We take the information that you provide from these surveys to help us better decide how to use our funding for next year. So here is the end of our presentation. Thank you again so much for taking the time to watch and listen to our DYE spring planning for the next year. We are so excited to work with you and determine how best to use our funding for next year. Please, if you have any questions, my name is Heather Cuiza and my email address is on here if you need anything from me. Again, thank you so much for your support.